Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stella and this is my booktube. So I thought it would be nice to do the book recommendation tag, which was created by Steph, but I'm adding the 5 questions that Larry reads added to her. So I'll link the videos down below, but yeah, I thought it would be fun. Also, I'll put the questions down in the description box if anyone else wants to participate. I'd love to see your videos. So, the first question is, a book you tell people is your favorite. So I have a lot of friends. One of my most recent ones is the Chestnut Spring series, so Flawless, Fantasy Silver. It's all 3 of the books, but I just thought I would take the first one and bring it. So there's that. Let's make another pile here. That was the next question. A book that is my guilty pleasure. Haunting Adeline. Now listen, I know this book is not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. But it's mine. And I adore this duet. I can't wait for Sylvia's book. So this is that. There's not much for me to say on it because I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it's about. This is a stalker romance. It is not for everyone. Please, 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 please check trigger warnings. And this series follows like a family and friends, I would say, of that live in a small town. It's like a small town, country vibes. Forgot to explain what they were about. And then the third question is a book that everyone loved but you didn't. I don't have those, so I didn't put anything for it because if I know I won't like a book, I just won't read it. I've just adapted that mindset and it's been helpful. And then a book that I read the fastest. I'm generally a fast reader. Most of my friends have been very impressed with that, but a book that I read really fast was, like, faster than usual, was Juniper Hill by Demi Perry. So this is the Eden series. It's the second book of the Eden series. It is about this family of Edens who live in a small town in Montana, Quincy, Montana, and this one is about Knox and what's her name? Memphis. It was incredible. It's a comfort book for me. And it's due time I reread it before Crimson River comes out next month. And then a book that deserves more hype. Springtide. My friend has been begging me to read this book for like, I think 2 months now because I put it on my April TBR. I put it on my March TBR and my April TBR. And I read it this month and I am absolutely in love with it. I'll talk more about it in my wrap up obviously, but let's just say this got me out of like a small life slump. Not even just books, just life slump. And then a book that is becoming a movie or TV show. I kind of cheated on this one a little bit because it is already a TV show and I haven't watched it yet. I know, don't kill me. But it is Daisy Jones and the Six. This book fundamentally changed my entire life. This book hurt, this book made me smile, and I have not been able to go through the pain of it again by watching the TV show. So I apologize. A book that I've reread the most. Now, I'm not a big rereader because I know most of the plot of the books I read. But my lovely friend annotated Addicted to You, the new edition, for me. And so when I first got it, I would go through the annotations and stuff. And I would just, every now and then when I needed comfort, I just go back and look through her annotations. So I guess you would count that as reread. And then a book from a genre you've barely read, I believe is the next one. Yeah. None Shall Sleep. So this is a I guess you could say like psychological, like it's crime thriller sort of. So this is about two teenagers. One is a serial killer survivor and the other is a U.S. Marshal candidate, and basically they bring them into the FBI to interview other juvenile convicted killers. And so a killer starts killing again, and they're brought in to talk to a very infamous, the most notorious incarcerated murderer, which is a teenage sociopath. So it's kind of like Silence of the Lambs, but teenagers. I love this book. I felt like I was a profiler with them, and that's the type of books that I like to read when it's in like the murder mystery thriller genre. So I enjoyed this one. I can't wait for the second book. And then after that, a book that deserves all the hype it gets. It wouldn't be me if I don't mention Binding 13. Or basically the entire Boys of Thomas series, but I haven't read Saving 6 and Redeeming 6 yet, so I'm just going to mention Binding and Keeping 13. This series took over my life, and it is still taking over my life because I am absolutely obsessed with it, and every single person on this planet should read it. And yeah, I have no words. I have no words for how much I love this book. Okay, now on to the next pile. A book that you recommend when asked to give a rec. So that book is usually the deal, but the deal right now is currently packed. So I'm going to use The Legacy to represent the Off-Campus series. I think the series is one of the best books to start off with when you're reading a romance, because it's light with a little bit of heavy topics. It's fun, it's witty. The Deal, Garrett Graham is one of my ultimate book boyfriends of all time till this day, and I read The Deal like last January. Like I read that book very, very early on when I started reading again. So he's still one of my top favorite boyfriends. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. A book that has your favorite characters. So for the sake of not repeating myself, because I have already mentioned these books, I would say Addicted Calloway, obviously, Boys of Tommen, but also Dirty Air. I would like die if I was like these characters. I would die for these characters. I could, like, every single one of the characters in all four of these books, I would die for every single one of them. The main characters. This book also just holds a very special place in my heart, Wrecked. It's an F1 sports romance. This one follows Jax and Elena. It is workplace, sort of enemies to lovers. They help each other overcome their fears and things like that. I don't want to say anymore because you just have to read it to understand. But I do suggest to start from the beginning, obviously. A book you wish you could live in. Okay, so again, because I don't want to repeat myself, and I saw this on my bookshelf and I was like, hell yes, I would want to live in this world. I'm going to say Play With Me by Becca Mack. Now this is in the Playing for Keeps series, and she literally just released the blurb and the cover reveal of Unravel Me, which is a third book, yesterday, so it's perfect timing. This follows Garrett and Jenny. The first book follows Carter and Olivia, and Jenny is Carter's sister, and Garrett is one of Carter's best friend and his teammate, and it's a hockey romance. Like, can we just like appreciate, because this book had me sobbing my eyes out sometimes. in love with this book so fucking much. I can't even like explain it to you guys. Okay, next. A book that made me cry. Okay, so I'm a very easy crier in books sometimes. So obviously, as I said, I cried reading this book, but I remember sobbing my eyes out when I was reading Hot House Flower. This is another book in the Addicted Calloway Sister series. This is book 5 if you're reading them interconnected, and this is the second book in the Calloway Sister series, but Reich and Daisy's first book. So there are a lot of moments in here that had me sobbing my eyes out, and I have friends that I can actually attest to that because I was reading it on a voice call with them. So there's that. And another one I haven't mentioned before, I don't think, is Rush, Part 1 and Part 2 by Bridget L. Rose. This is a F1 sports romance again, but it's one book that has a bind-up of 2, so it's Part 1 and Part 2. She has them separate and then in a bind-up like this one. I really don't want to say anything about this other than the fact that you just go into it, check trigger warnings, but go into it blind. It is her debut novels, but I genuinely love this book with all my heart. Like, I made a playlist for this couple. I don't make playlists for couples that easily, but they truly changed my life. I genuinely think about them like every day. Just bringing it closer. We have a book you wish you could read for the first time. Again, I have so many. Boys of Tom and Dirty Addicted Calloway, obviously, but for this one I put Redeemed. I actually have read this again because I had to annotate it for my friend. But I wish I can delete my memory and read this book all over again. Like, truly, this book is a masterpiece. Now, I can't choose a book from the Dirtier series because I love them all with all my heart, but the one that had the most meaning to me was Wrecked, but the one I love the most is Redeemed. I would sell my soul to read this book for the first time again. And then a book that everyone needs to read right now. It wouldn't be me if I don't mention Ryan Shea, or in this case, The Right Move. Also, can we just appreciate this cover? But yeah, this book, if your love language is acts of service, this book is for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Go into it and read it. The first book is Mile High. You don't have to read them in order, but I do recommend reading Mile High first, then reading this one so you can get more of the dynamic between the two characters in here. But you don't have to. I just genuinely really love this book so much. I love Mile High as well, but this one just, it took a piece of me, and a piece of me lives inside of these books. What's next? A book that would make an amazing movie or TV show. For this one, I actually, again, I put Addicted. So I put Addicted for now, which is Addicted Calloway, so like the entire series. But yeah, like this series, oh my god, it would make such a good TV series because it's basically like like you're reading reality TV in the best possible way. Like, I mean that with like complete genuinity and like love, because if it's done right, this series could be one of the best TV series of all time. I stand by that. And then what's next? A book you wish everyone would give a shot, even if it's out of their comfort zone. So this could also work for the cat and mouse duet that I mentioned earlier, but for this one I actually put Magnolia Parks. Now, I there's a lot of mixed opinions about this one because it's very, very toxic. This book is very, very, very toxic. It's not your normal, like, ordinary romance of, like, two people that love each other. No, this is gritty and angsty and toxic and heartbreaking and heart-fulfilling. And it's just, it takes your heart out, stomps on it, and just keeps stomping on it over and over again. I hate this book so much that I absolutely adore it. Like, I'm a BJ defender. BJ is a character in this book until the day I die. And the quotes in this book are unbelievable. Like, truly, truly, Jessa Hastings' writing, and Jessa Hastings is just a brilliant woman, and I feel like everyone needs to give this book a shot. It's not going to be for everyone, obviously. I didn't think it would be for me, to be honest, when I first bought it, because I bought it on a whim. But it actually changed my life. Like, truly. And I still haven't been able, I'm still not mentally stable enough to read Daisy Hates, the next book. A book, so the last one is A Book You'll Never Forget, I believe. Yeah, A Book You'll Never Forget. So I have two for this. I have The River of Rain Duet by C. Ricci, but I don't have those books on me right now. And For the Fence by Nyla K. Now, this book is unconventional. It is taboo. It is not what I thought it was, and I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did, but it did. And I actually cried sometimes reading this book. I was having a full breakdown on voice call with my friends reading it. So I think about these characters every single day. Like, I kid you not, every single day. These characters do not come out of my mind. So yeah, but it's not for everyone. Again, most of these books are not going to be for everyone, and I understand that. Everyone has their own different opinions. I recommend every single one of these books, but please, please, please check trigger warnings. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. I have been drowning in university, so I haven't been able to post much, but I thought this would be a quick sit down video I can have up for you guys, and I should be back to posting after I finish my exams. But if you guys are watching, and I'll see you next time.